I just hit 10,000 subscribers in less than 90 days as a faith-filled creator. I didn't dance, I didn't do gimmicks, I didn't even ask anyone to subscribe, like, or comment. But here's what I need to say that I don't think anyone is saying right now. It's that there's something killing YouTube Christian content right now. It's not the algorithm, it's not saturation, it's not people that don't want Christian content, because I want you to bring your message to the world because the world needs to hear it. And there's things behind the scenes that YouTube tracks that I think make a huge difference for content creators that are Christian in particular that nobody else is talking about. Hi, I'm Jenny, and I help Christians close the gap between head knowledge and heart experience. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to tell you what's killing Christian content right now, and it's the fact that we're trying to treat YouTube like a church service. We're trying to stand up in front of a pulpit, use a teaching voice, and just explain things. And the thing is that YouTube is not that same format. It's a different format, and it has to be used in a different way. Guys, the world is desperate for authentic content. They want honesty about, like, hey, life is really hard. It's really hard what we're doing, but you know what? This is messy, but God is still in it. He's still in it, and this is what he's doing in my life. That's what people click on. That's what people subscribe for, and that's exactly how I grew this channel. But I have to be honest with you. If I would have done that alone and developed those videos, but I didn't know how to title them, how to thumbnail them, what got people to click on them, then no one would have ever watched them. So there is some strategy in there, and I'm going to share that strategy with you in this video because I want you to bring your message to the world because the world needs to hear it. You can watch all the YouTube analytic videos, how to grow your channel, but let me tell you that my analytics did not follow the trends. They said your click-through rate is what matters, your retention rate is what matters. My retention and my click rate on my highest performing videos with the most views and the most subscribers was some of my lowest click-through and retention rates. None of it made sense until I figured out why it was working. And there's things behind the scenes that YouTube tracks that I think make a huge difference for content creators that are Christian in particular that nobody else is talking about. But before I talk about that, I need to tell you about how I got started because it's not what you think. 4 months before I ever posted a single YouTube video, I was literally at the lowest point of my life. My schedule was cleared. It was just this season of stillness, and it was really, really hard, very confusing, and it was a lot to go through. And in that, like now in hindsight, I can see that it was like such a provision of God that there's no way I would have had the capacity or the margin to start filming and recording and editing and learning all the things that I had to learn in this YouTube journey if I would have had the really robust schedule that I had been already carrying, not to mention all that my nervous system was holding at that time. But the truth is that when I started, God sent me a dream, and I had tried to dabble in YouTube for years. I'd posted on and off, I'd taken different classes, I'd learned different things. And one of the things that I learned was like, you should not do a talking head video, which is like this, if you don't have an audience, like that you should be doing tutorials, you should be doing like all these different things. And about the third or fourth video I actually posted was a talking head video. And the thing is that I'm not a theologian. I don't have all these things. I really just have my testimony. But it turns out that that can be really powerful online, that people don't just want to hear the right answers. They want to know that somebody understands them. They want to feel seen. They want to know like this person is real. They've really been what I've been through. They've gotten breakthrough that I haven't gotten. And I'm going to listen to them because they really get me. It's super important to the body of Christ. And the thing is that you have a breakthrough. You have a message. You have something that you have overcome that will help other people also overcome. And you just have to be brave enough to be able to post that. Here's the deal is that I realized that if you were just consistent, there was no way to fail. That if you just started YouTube, you started posting, and you stayed consistent, that you were not going to fail. So I actually gave myself 5 years to hit my 1,000 subscribers. I told myself the only way to fail is to stop trying. And so I made that commitment. I posted my first post December 18th, and I committed that I would post at least once a week for 5 years. And that was my commitment. Well, it did not take 5 years. Sometimes God just moves in a suddenly. Like literally my life changed from one Sunday to the next Sunday. God just really showed me that he can do amazing things in just 24 hours. Now, I went against all the advice and I did a talking head video just a few days before New Year's Eve. And in that, I was talking about this theme that God had been giving me, which was to dream with him, that we are allowed to dream with him, dream about our lives with him. There's nothing wrong with dreaming with God. We can enter into those things, we can plan, and we can step into those. Now, he might cultivate and change things, which he has in my life, but it's not wrong to dream with him. In fact, I think he enjoys it. And as I shared that message, it really, just the first few days, 10 views, 20 views, a few dozen, and then somehow it took off. By January 1st, I had over 1,000 subscribers and I was able to get monetized literally in 24 hours. It was so wild. But that's not where it stopped, because if I would have just let that one viral video hit, got my subscribers, and then stopped, I might still be around 1,000 subscribers. But what I did really has to do with the secret sauce that I want to share with you. I went in and I studied and I found things that were not what other people were talking about. And I think it specifically has to do with Christian content creators that the algorithm really loves and that normal channels don't have, so they don't ever talk about it. I believe that there are 5 reasons why my channel is able to do so well, and literally anyone could take these same 5 things and make their channel successful. Number 1, you have to know who you're talking to. Have you ever been to a concert that had country music, jazz music, hard rock music, and folk music all together? No, neither have I. That's because nobody wants to go to that kind of concert. Now, if you are not the biggest country music fan, but you are going to a country music concert, you know what to expect. And you can still appreciate the good country, like the fact that it's good country music, even though it's not your jam, it's not your main thing. It's the same thing with the YouTube video. It's the same thing with any kind of messaging, any kind of business. Like if you pick a niche and you pick one person inside that niche to speak to, then it's going to resonate with so many more people than trying to talk to 6 different people. The second biggest secret is authenticity is an unfair advantage. If we are obsessed with like trying to say the right thing so nobody skews our words and all those things, we are just in such self-protection that it's going to bind us up from really reaching who we want to reach. You need to find your people, you need to speak to them, you need to be real, and you need to stop protecting yourself. I already touched on this, but consistency is obedience. Commit to it and just do it. Perfection is a cancer to productivity. Guys, no one is here because I have great editing skills. No one is here because I have a great videography. In fact, this entire channel up to this point, even right now, is being filmed on a broken iPhone. The back screen is completely shattered. This is living proof that you can literally have nothing more than an iPhone, and I literally edit everything on my iPad. I use an app called LumaFusion. It was $20. And my entire channel has been built with a broken iPhone and a $20 app for editing. And so it doesn't take money. It doesn't take fancy. I sit by a window so that I look somewhat decent in the videos. And I wait until my children are laying down for a nap or they're at a friend's house so that I don't have screaming in the background. The thing that nobody talks about is that there's actually a metric called shares, and YouTube tracks shares. So if you have a powerful message that the Lord is bringing, that brings transformation and it's encouraging, then people, if they're listening to it, they think, oh, Stacy needs to hear this, or oh, Johnny's got to hear this. That was really good. They will send it to their friend, and that's called a share. It can be off platform. YouTube secretly loves this. And I had no idea about this. That's why some of my first viral videos went so well and didn't have good click-through retention rate. Like I wasn't good at thumbnails or titling yet. Like I was decent, but I wasn't great. But they like took off 50,000 views, and I couldn't figure out why, because some of mine with really good retention rates, really good click-through rates, only had like 2,000 views. And then I started studying the back-end metrics, and that's whenever I found these other factors. There is something called subscribers gained, and in subscribers gained, they track how many people watched the video and how many subscribed from watching the video. And basically, if people watched it and moved on and didn't want to hear from you anymore, they wouldn't subscribe. But if they watched and then subscribed and you had a really high rate of that, then telling YouTube, hey, people like this person, they resonate with her. And so if you're speaking to your person, if you're vulnerable, if you're real, if they feel seen, then people want to hear more from you because they know that you have the answers that they need. And so that subscribers gained and share metrics behind the scenes are more powerful than click-through rate and retention alone. And number 5, I want to talk to you about title and thumbnail. You have got to pick good titles and thumbnails so that people actually click on your videos. That is important real estate, so I try and never use the same words on my title as on my thumbnail. So think about how you feel whenever you're scrolling through videos. It's things that perk your curiosity or things that are speaking directly to your heart that make you want to click on them. So make things that will be interesting, that will provoke curiosity, that will provide answers so that they know what they're about to watch. If you just said like, okay, this is Luke, a sermon on Luke 7, that's not interesting. Everyone has heard a sermon on Luke 7. So really think about how you're titling and thumbnailing your photos. But here's the deal. God has something for you to do to help people. And I could walk up to 100 people on the street and share the gospel with them. I can only sit by 2 people at a time in an airplane and share the gospel with them. But when you're behind a camera and you post online, you can literally reach thousands and thousands of people. I reach more people in one YouTube video than in my entire church in a year combined. And that's crazy. And the thing is that this is the new wineskin. Like the internet is the new wineskin, and we have to pour new wine in. And so I want to help you. And so I created a document below where it's going to help you with clarity. You're going to help really understand your audience so you know who you're speaking to. And it's going to give you 50 amazing ideas for faith-filled content creators, that videos that I would personally watch. Like the topics are so good. Follow the link in the description or check out the pinned comment to find the link. In the comment, I want you to put what your biggest complaint is and what your biggest breakthrough is and what you think that your channel should be about. I want to see it, and I want other people watching this video to go follow your channel. So comment below so that we can follow each other.